Red Brick Media. High quality CDs, DVDs, lectures, khutbah, conferences and Quran recitations. All revenue generated supports our dawah work, supported by visiting our store. You can now purchase directly from our site www.redbrickmedia.co.uk.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Among the seven that Allah Azza wa Jal would shade on the day of judgment in His shade, the seventh one, the last one, is a man who remembers Allah Azza wa Jal and his eyes would fill up with tears when he is alone. And this is very important. See, as humans, when people laugh, we laugh. And when people are sad and depressed, we become also sad and depressed. If we're praying in Taraweeh and the Imam is reciting beautiful surahs of the Quran and he starts to weep, and some of the congregation start to be affected by his weeping and they feel the fear of Allah in their hearts and they weep as well, all of a sudden you find yourself shedding tears and weeping as well. So is this a sign of Iman? It might be. But the true sign of Iman is when you are alone in a room and you recite the Quran and all of a sudden you feel your body shivering, your knees are trembling, and you start to weep and cry. No one is watching. Why are you doing this? Because you fear Allah Azza wa Jal. You appreciate the greatness of Allah Azza wa Jal, who's watching you and who is hearing what you're saying. When you have this feeling, when you cry and weep while being alone, while remembering Allah Azza wa Jal, then you have got it made. The Prophet said, ﷺ, 2 eyes will not be touched by hellfire on the Day of Judgment. And he mentioned one of them, an eye that wept, that cried, that was filled with tears, fearing Allah Azza wa Jal. The cause of it? Not because this eye saw a romantic scene in a movie that was filled with romance and the hero left the heroine and one of them died, so you started to cry. This eye would be burnt in hell because of that. This was a result of sin, while that other man, this was a result of the fear of Allah Azza wa Jal. Ibn Sirin, one of the great tabi'een, he used to laugh and be humorous during the day, but when it was night time, when it's time for night prayer, when it's time for his tahajjud, when he was all alone, unnoticed, he used to cry and weep as if he killed half of the village's population, as if he had done a crime. If you look at the hadith of the Prophet ﷺ, when Uqba ibn Amir came to him and said, advise me how to find salvation, how to be safe on the Day of Judgment. What did the Prophet say ﷺ? He gave him 3 statements. 1, hold your tongue, in the sense that refrain your tongue from talking in things that are sinful. 2, be satisfied sitting in your house. Don't go and mix a lot with people. Don't go and look for power and position and wealth, etc. Be confined to your house. 3, weep over your sins. Weeping over your sins. Weeping, fearing Allah Azza wa Jal. Weeping when you remember that there's a paradise and you miss being there, you want to be there, so you weep, hoping to be one of those whom Allah Azza wa Jal would grant you the favor and the blessing of being in paradise. This is a sign of Iman. And if you have this, then Allah Azza wa Jal would surely make you among the 7 that He would shade in His shade on the Day of Judgment, where there is no shade other than His. I pray to Allah Azza wa Jal that He makes me and you among those. And Allahu A'lam wa nisbatul ilmi ilayhi aslam. وصلى الله وسلم وبارك على عبده ورسوله نبينا محمد والسلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم.